Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus and this is Dyson Sphere Program. This is the 17th of my streams of Dyson Sphere Program. It doesn't quite represent all the gameplay. I've done a bit of off-screen working, particularly since the last episode. Last episode we went on a big explore, and I particularly wanted to find my black hole and my neutron star, which we did, and they are gorgeous. One of the things they've absolutely nailed with this game from the beginning is the look. It's a very, very pretty game, and yeah, I think it doesn't really need any work with the visuals. But yeah, after that episode, so let's hit continue. After that episode, I flew back to my main solar system, which, let's have a look at that here. So this is the main solar system. And basically, what I've done is I've gone to my two... So, I never know how to pronounce it. Iota Arugia 1 and Iota Arugia 4. And they're basically maxed out in the sense of, they're making all of the things. Basically, I've exploited just about every single patch. There's a couple of stone patches I haven't done, but yeah, they're basically all of them are exploited. And I also added a fourth swarm ring, as well as hugely increasing. By hugely increasing, I mean doubling the number of the old launchers. We had some supply issues. I have been to, my home planet, Arugia 3, and done some upgrading there. I haven't really maxed that out. We'll go there later on. They have upgraded. It would have been quite useful to know just going into the game, but they've added like mass upgrade today, so you can now do all sorts of different upgrading. There's like, I don't quite know what some of these do, but I believe it's sort of so hold shift. I think it upgrades everything attached to it if you set it to it. So I mean, this is already at max belt, but if we... Oh, that's 2 levels. That's useful, because that was being a right pain in the bum. Because if this was a yellow inserter, you would have to double-click on it to upgrade it to a blue one. So that lets you do... Oh, and that's downgrade. Okay. Double downgrade. Upgrade. So what does this do, then? This, I think, is the real new thing. Oh, okay. So that upgrades everything in that area. And because they said it was like the foundations, which obviously the foundations, you have that expandy and subcontracty thing. So this upgrade looks like this has the same thing, where you can say, right, upgrade everything in that area. Okay. That would have been very, very helpful, because I've been going around manually clicking on all sorts of stuff, basically. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah, but so I doubled the number of these and added a new ring, and now Dyson Sphere now has doubled. Now, what I think you can actually do, I don't think I really needed to add a new ring. I think you can get these so that they're really, really dense. So you don't really need lots of rings, but I mean, that looks so cool. So why the hell not, basically? But yeah, so the other thing I did, obviously, I did this during the last stream. So it is quite loud in my ears for some reason. So hopefully it's not too loud on the stream. But yeah, so I did the research during the last stream, and we got up to the point where we have unlocked the ability to make greens, but I'm not actually making them, so that's the other goal for this stream. But What I have done is unlocked this last year, and I've built 2 of them. Now, I have no idea what an efficient number of... No, there we go. Efficient number of rockets is. These are the rocket silos. Now, when I plot these down, your tutorial laddie did come and give a little explanation, but I didn't quite understand it, as per usual. Yeah, so but what these look like is you slap in these rockets. So what I also did, as part of that, is I put on... So as I understand it, right, what I'm going to be launching will be these nodes. Now, there are actually 2 things that are these... what do they call them? Build plan... frames, sorry, and nodes. Now, I don't really know what the difference is, whether it inserts them automatically or what, basically. So that's where I'm lacking. But what I do know is that I can only put them on here along this central axis to start with. And in order to do further up, you have to do these researches. So that's why we're going to need green. But excuse me. But what my understanding is that these effectively act as there we go. These effectively act as anchors for your sails. So rather than become temporary, things that die off and have to get replaced, instead it inserts them into here. Now, I believe it does that automatically, but I don't know. So this is all a bit experimental for me. But yeah, and I don't know whether I have to complete the ring before it'll work or what really. But yeah, so we'll give this a go. I'm not actually making the rockets, so we'll have to build that, and then we'll go back to our home planet and set green up. Now, green is probably not gonna work very well, basically, because the gravity matrix require the lenses and the processors, the quantum chips, basically. Now, they're fine apart from the glass. The glass takes an enormous amount of time. Where is it? This wave function interface. Each of those takes 12 seconds and requires a Casimir crystal. And I'm not producing anything like enough of that. So that was one of the things I was going to expand, but I didn't really quite get the time. So although quantum chips are relatively easy to make, they require enormous amounts of this stuff that takes ages to make, basically. So that's something I'm going to have to scale up hugely to get, relatively nice levels of green. And there's a sort of we're in a bit of a feedback loop. My mic's in shot. I don't know. This camera seems to change every time I do a stream, like what it's covering. It's very strange. Yeah, so these green cubes also require lenses, right? And the lenses require strange matter, okay? And strange matter requires deuterium, okay? Now, the things that you use to make the strange matter, which we've made on a previous stream, are incredibly power hungry and very slow. Each of those takes 8 seconds to make. So to make decent numbers of these, we're going to need a lot more power, basically. And the only best way, I think, for us to boost that power, really, is to set up the Dyson Sphere. So we're in a bit of a loop, basically, of we'll hopefully get more power from doing the Dyson Sphere. That will get us the greens, which allows us to do this research, which allows us to put more on our Dyson Sphere, which allows us to do more research. Yeah, so it's sort of hopefully a relatively positive feedback system. But it could be quite grindy, so it could be another one again where perhaps, I do it off stream. I'm starting to think that maybe the end game is quite protracted. I don't know, we'll kind of have to see, really. So, if I want to make these lads... What are you transporting? Oh, you're full. Okay. The other thing you use the lenses for is to make the warpers, and I've been filling up most of my interstellar ones, even though I'm not doing anything between between solar systems. I think I probably will have to, because some of my planets are running a bit low, so we've only got 400,000 iron here, for example, and then there's only 700,000 iron there, and I think home planet has quite a lot more. Where's home planet? Here we go. No. Yeah, so it's only 1 million there, so I've only got about 2 million iron left, having had about 8 million, I think, to start with. But a big part of that is because I've been spamming out the old solar sails, whereas really I should probably have advanced this a bit more. Right, so, I say, if we're going to make these... now, are you an insert job, or are you a... What are you? You look like you're probably an inserter. Yeah, okay. Let's do a splitter then. Oh, it looks like they've done it in dismantle as well, so it looks like you can do area dismantle as well. That's useful. Okay. Yeah, so let's put a splitter. I'll take one more off. Pop that in there. Out of there. And up to there. So it doesn't have any power at the moment, so we should be okay. Now, what we're going to be making are the rockets, aren't we? And I think most of it we're going to have to bring in from... So the Dyson components are here, but the deuterium fuel and microchips are on the home planet, so looks like probably going to have to use another interstellar one. So if we pop it, I don't know, say here. So I have no idea how many rockets you want. You know, how many rockets you want and need. I don't know what sort of good numbers are to make that practical. But we're going to need them, and we're going to need what else? What was it? What are they made of? Oh, deuterium, yeah. So if we request up, say, 4,000 of each. Also stick some warpers in here. Remote storage, local demand. Stick the old vessels in. So it's not powered up yet, so it won't go and get... And they're not set to what they need to be anyway. But if we have... say them coming out of there. And them coming out of there. Oh, the other thing, I mean, because I unlocked the technology for Assembly Machine 3, so the other thing I've been doing is going around replacing them. For example. So I haven't fully completed it on my home planet. Why is that not aligned? There we go. So. Also been playing about. I was playing about with these lads, and having not been impressed with them to start with, I actually now quite like them. I think they're quite good. Let's power that up as well. should be there. Right, and you're going to make rockets for me. Oops. Copy, paste. So I'll just stick a couple in just to prove the principle. So output, I'm going to have to offset them, aren't I? So pop it one down, there we go. And input. Okay, so they're in principle. There's no power over there. So we can stick another one of these in. Cool. And let's change you to... Well, I put local demands, but I don't think there is any of these. No. So, remote demand. It shouldn't come through on the audio, but my neighbours are having one of their sessions where they bang lots of doors. Shouldn't come through to you because it's quite a directional mic and it's sort of facing away from them, and plus there's a noise filter. But if I suddenly look puzzled as to something going on, that's why. It's because there's been another enormous, banging door or something equally tedious. Come on, lads, bring me some stuff. Yeah, I think my sort of wish lists for the devs, what the devs could put in. This, there we go. Two big ones is something to help you better manage logistics, because once you've got a planet full of random interstellar. Why are you not working? Oh, because you also need... this is a point. So, that's not going to work, is it? So, we'll have that go in there then. And we'll have one of these, because this needs to be them. Forgot to add them. Right demand. Yeah, so they're coming. So we need to have them out there. And what? Yeah, I'd like to see something that lets you better manage logistics, because it's when you got a planet full of basically random, interstellar logistics things. It's very difficult to tell what the hell's going on. And particularly to trace back your, materials and production. Now, I think the intention is for this to do part of the job, but this needs some better, because, the ability simply to, switch between ascending and descending and default order. I don't even know what default order is. It's not alphabetical. I mean, why are quantum chips, above solar cells and stuff? It doesn't make any sense, the default order. It's like randomized almost. But it makes it very difficult to manage your logistics. Not knowing where things are, basically. And some of them don't seem to quite make sense when you look at them. You know, because you've been around and you've looked and you've seen that you are, you know. I don't think I'm not supporting graphite production. I don't think we're running out of that anywhere. But I think it's because I'm getting a load of graphite from fire ice and it's not counting it properly. But yeah, this needs better ways of, you know, these favourites are okay, but it's not enough. And also, it doesn't show you everything. I mean, I've unlocked green, but it doesn't. It's not on the list because I presumably haven't made any. But orbital collectors, I'm not making any, but there is a machine set up to make them, you know, when I use them. Oh, that's the thing. I mean, I put loads and loads of them on the gas giant because I think hydrogen is going to be a bit of a bottleneck as well for us. But then I'm not fully exploiting the oil. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't really know how else to manage it with the favourites thing. It's sort of a bit, you know, they should be grouped up or expandable or in some way into types, or, you know. So you should just be able to sort of maybe click on strange matter and it shows you everything related to production of strange matter, something like that maybe. But yeah, and like the power one, I mean, this is completely useless. I don't really even know what purpose this is meant to serve. It's not telling me where this power is coming from. You know, I don't know what proportion of this is from my Dyson Swarm or anything really. Now, are you launching rockets yet? Wow, they're big. But it's firing them off, so... Are they completely silent? That's odd. Is everything silent? What? Have I done something silly with the audio, maybe? No, sound effects volume. Because this is the music. So that's bonkers loud. Yeah, I mean, the real big problem, I say, we're just not producing, you know, hardly any of them, basically. So let's see if I can see them on the production. Oh yeah, and you get this, like, this whole thing of hashes. I don't know what's going on with that. Ooh, 3.2 per minute. Production, so let's see if we can see the quantum chips. There you go, see. I am making 95, but they get used in something else as well. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. So it's got 2. Open editor. So now, oh, here we go. So we've got 3 in. I guess. I don't know what that means there. So they're going in there. To what purpose? Power generation, 1.0 megawatts. Okay. 1.11. 1.77, okay. So they're doing something. But what are these, you see? This is the other thing I don't quite get. Node 1 to 2. Cell point 0, 0, 0. Oh, here we go. These are the... Are those panels on the... Oh, no, they're in the... Unfortunately, my swarm is right next to the thing, so I am not sure. Oh, there we go. No, getting confused again. I thought those were going in. It's very difficult to tell. So are you... Yeah, not quite sure what's going on there. Yeah, this is the problem. We're not making anything like the number of them that we need to. They're very cool models again, and that animation was pretty cool. Although I say I don't quite understand why it was silent, but there you go. Right then. Okay, so I guess if we go back to sort of home planet, and well, actually, we could go and see them in action, couldn't we? So we could go and find. Where are those nodes? Oh, I'm going quite fast there. Where are they? Because I think it's this ring, isn't it? Can we see them? Must be here somewhere. Which is the inner ring? It's this one, isn't it? Oh, no, there you go. There's a node there. Okay. Can we see it doing something? This is the question. I don't know. See, I have no idea whether this is good or bad or. And these aren't. They're not going up, are they? In terms of megawatt, power production. So I don't quite understand what those are. Are they a separate thing we have to send? But there's nothing. There's nothing extra. In terms of the tech. So that's the graviton lenses. Dirac equation reverse. See, the only things we can build are the vehicle of Dyson Sphere components. If you want to sphere, you need to send more rockets. Yeah. Which are Dyson Sphere components. And these are Dyson Sphere components. More carrier to form nodes and frames of the Dyson Sphere. Maybe it just does them automatically and it's just a volume thing. I mean, we are getting. I mean, it claims we're getting a tiny amount of power at it, so I think it's just literally that we're not producing enough stuff, basically. There you go. So these are the strange particle lands. And you see, I mean, in fact, actually, we're not producing enough power, I think. Yeah, our capacity is lower than our demand. I have set up so... because they take in deuterium, and we are producing sort of some deuterium. There you go. It's not a lot. I say that needs to be scaled up as well, but these are fairly power hungry as well. I could add some more thermal stuff because, you know, we've got loads of that, I think, stocked up, haven't we? Yeah, look, 10,000 of them. So let's add some more of that on. Oh, not all of them are upgraded, are they? Ah, in which case we can give this a go. It does. Ah. Cool, that's easier. Oh, that's easier. Cool. Yeah, so I can add some more of them on. A bit more power. They're just thermal, aren't they? Yeah. Thermal. Oh, where's thermal? Mini fusion. Thermal. There we go. So let's just stick some more of these in. I'm confused as to why nothing appears to be making any sounds. Oh no, there you go, that's that. Okay. Just put it a bit further up, don't I? Yeah. Okay, let's stick that. Cool. So it's going to get us a bit more power. Is it going to fill the gap? Demand is... no. Because what do they produce each? It's only a couple of meg. And this is... we're not even running research yet. Do I have any fusion reactors here? Because the problem is the fusion reactors is quite good. Nine meg, you see. But obviously it burns. Deuteriums, yeah. I mean, I suppose I have got a fair few of them. Where the heck have I got them? This is the problem, you see. Where am I making those deuteriums? Unless you've got a, you know, sort of encyclopedic knowledge of your own, you know, all of your structures, you get very lost very quickly. Now where's... I'm looking for the... You know, the things. Oh, they're not upgraded either. I can't see anywhere making deuterium. It's got to be somewhere. There's lenses. Warpers. Hydrogen. Because I know that we're making them because... No? What are you doing? That's making hydrogen, isn't it? And deuterium. Are you making strange matter? They're not making deuterium. Lenses. Oh, come on, it's got to be around here somewhere. Even if it was, I mean, even if it's just a case of them renaming or having a system where you could find them, because you can rename them, but there didn't seem to be any point with that. So maybe that's their intention, that you're going to be able to rename. No, glass. No. Oh, come on, I've got to be making it somewhere, haven't I? Oh, here we go. Finally. Bloody hell. So I'm making it there. Why did I even want to do that? Why did I want to know that? So you're making deuterium. You see what I mean? We've got so little deuterium. And in order to make more, we need more power. Okay, let's see if we can... Because I think I've got some deuterium ones stuck in a chest somewhere. Not deuterium, you know, fusion reactors. Where would they be? They would be somewhere over here. Yeah. Ah, here we go. Mini fusion stations. There we go. So let's head up. Although saying that, it might be better to stick these. Oh crikey! Where did I find the? Lost it again. Wasn't it near the Casimir crystals? Here we go. This is it. So if we stick it over here, next to these. Here we go. Here we go. So this is them, and it's you got no, you haven't got them. You've got them. Okay, so I could just do a little offshoot here, couldn't I? And stick these fusion reactors in. It's kind of, again, it's kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul. Is sort of the problem. You know, I'm using this to make more. What are you doing? Make more power, but that's, you know, using up even more deuterium, which is what I need the power for. Right, so let us put these in here. Let's give a little space, I think. That'll do. Are you going to work, or are you going to not connect? Oops, wrong way. Yeah, there we go. Right, so if they're 10 each, well, 9 each. Oh! Nut Brown Ale, happy Friday, and happy Friday to you too as well, Nut Brown Ale. Are you a fan of brown ale? Don't know if you're familiar with Newcastle brown ale. So say those are 9 each. Okay, so that should have. Yeah. Okay, so we are now hitting our demand, but of course we're burning the thing we need in order to do that. Right. Okay. I used to, when I was all the way back at university, one of my what do you call them, housemates was a Newcastle, from Newcastle, and he drank it like religiously. I don't know that he really liked it as such. He wasn't much of a beer drinker, but if he was drinking beer, then he was drinking Newcastle brown ale. No questions asked, sort of thing. Is it going to let me? Here we go. So let's take some of these out, because the other thing we can get going. Let's leave sort of 4 or so. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The other thing we can at least get going is green science. Thought the name before they actually knew there was a beer. Oh, crikey. But it is tasty. Yeah, it is nice. It's lenses and chips, isn't it? So put it somewhere here. Then yeah, that'll do. So if we take lenses there, no, chips rather, and lenses. No, lenses please, there we go. And feed this up here. That's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Let's move that one down, tidy that up a little bit. That's better. There we go. Put one of these in here. Oh, actually need to set that to green, don't I? Green, there we go. What? Why are these both set to lenses? I don't know. They need to make this a bit more robust. I think it's a bit fiddly at times. Right, so let's clear this up. Right, there we go. And pop them back in there. Cool. Right, so them, spit that out there. And how many? No. Yeah, no. There we go. So if we got, because I got 2, I think, for each thing. So they're 24 seconds each. Wow. Oh, it makes 2 though. So it's 12 seconds each. Okay. That's not too bad then. So, because I ended up with 6 of them, didn't I? So I'm doubling it up technically. So really I want 24 labs. I don't think I've got that many. I mean, there's no way I can sustain. Oh, I haven't got any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 6, 7, 8. So I need 3 more. So we'll just do 12. But I mean, there's I'm nowhere near sustaining that. So right now, do you have you? If you're still watching, are you? Have you played this game? Do you own it? What do you think of it? Right. that out there. We need these to go in here. And we need to power everything up. Let's pop one of these in. I've not played, thinking about getting it. It's good. I don't know if you've played Factorio or maybe Satisfactory or something like that. It's kind of a combination of the two, really. Oh, they are slow. Ah, the demo Factorio's demo is quite good. Satisfactory. Satisfactory is, it kind of depends on, I would say, one of the things to consider is to what extent you kind of worry about, or graphical stuff is a concern. So, I mean, I would say, of the three, Satisfactory is kind of the best one if you like first-person type stuff. Yeah, I've got I own all three. I say Satisfactory. I would say if you like the first-person, if you played lots of first-person shooters or like that way of playing, Satisfactory is probably the one to go for. With the caveat that you can't. Well, how can I put it? You can't really complete Satisfactory. It's they're sort of. I think they're nearly done with the early access. And I got a bit frustrated because it gets to a point where it's almost just you're producing stuff for the sake of it, and there is meant to be there is a story there, but you can't finish it, so it's like almost pointless in a sense. I mean, Factorio is kind of the daddy. If you're not fussed about the graphics, I mean, I like the graphics of Factorio, but I know they turned a lot of people off. But if you don't mind that sort of, almost pixel art aesthetic, I mean, that's the one to go for. If you like systemic games and sandboxes and building your own stuff, Factorio is, I mean, it's perfect, to be honest with you. I mean, literally, the only criticism I would ever make about Factorio is it needs a better end game. No end game in Satisfactory. Yeah, but they are going to add it. Escape Planet, Finish City, Galactic. I mean, I think there will be, because I think there's going to be like a twist type ending to Satisfactory, in that what you're doing is going to turn out to have because there's like an ironic element to the plot and stuff, and I think it's going to turn out that you've been making this stuff for some silly reason, but as I say, that's not in there at the moment, so it may spoil the game if it's not done right. But yeah, I mean, and Factorio, I mean, to be totally frank, I mean, there's not really an end game in Factorio, in that I don't know if you've ever watched someone stream it or anything, but you launch rockets and that's it. And I'm doing a series, just do a self plug. I'm doing a series that so at the weekends I'm streaming, because I've played about 1,600 hours of Factorio. I absolutely adore it, favourite game ever. But the only thing I've never really done is build a mega base. But mega bases it's kind of like a self-imposed thing. There's no benefit to being massive amounts of production. It's just something people like to do. Like a little bit of combat in Factorio. Add some diversity. Yeah, no, they've actually said Satisfactory won't have combat. It's well, you can fight those spider things, but it's not. They don't attack. Unless you go into their caves, they don't attack you. So yeah, it's very minimal. But yeah, I mean, the biter combat in Factorio it's more like tower defense really than anything. But it does add like a driver to it, because you have to. I mean, you can turn the biters off, but it adds a driver, so that, as you know, because you produce pollution, which causes them to evolve, which makes them harder to fight, and so you have to move up the tech tree, otherwise you get overwhelmed and your base gets destroyed. So it's quite a good motivator, I think. Although eventually you get quite OP, particularly when, I don't know if you've seen the Spidertron. Plug myself here. I don't know if you've seen the Spidertron, but once you get that, biters are just like, there's like a little speed bump. They're just basically pointless. You get nukes as well, and say it's just it becomes so easy to get rid of them that which is another thing. I mean, they're actually working on an expansion for Factorio, and I think everyone thinks it's going to be a space-based, exploiting more planets in the solar system and things like that. But I'd quite like them to do some changes to the biters to make them a bit more varied, like flying biters maybe, or biters that can swim, things like that. In terms of this game, the thing I would say, I mean, this is early access, but I mean, well, as you see, I mean, it is gorgeous, I would say. I mean, well, I don't know if you can see. Let's have a look at this. So these are my Dyson swarms. These are solar sails that are powering, my planets, and it's just, I mean, it's so pretty. They've done such a good job, first time for getting it right. On my last stream, I went exploring around the solar system, and hit the wrong button. So here we go. So this is they call it a universe, but it's more like a galaxy, I would say, chunk of a galaxy. And over here, this is a neutron star, and that's really cool. But then even cooler is this here, which is a black hole. Now it looks boring there, but they have all like the accretion disk on the, when you actually go and see it, and it's really, really pretty. But yeah, I say, so I've got this entire galaxy to exploit, basically. So they've kind of nailed that as well. I mean, I'm going to have to. I don't think I've got enough iron, but that's because I've not been playing the game. I don't know what to do, as it were. I've been learning it, so you could probably make your Dyson Sphere with just your resources in your starter solar system, but you've got all of this playground to make whatever you want. The thing I would say about it, though, I don't know if you're a native English speaker or not, but the dev team is Chinese, and some of this stuff is not very well explained. It's difficult to understand. Like, I didn't know what this meant until I saw someone explain it on the Reddit. Basically what it does is it lets you, so on the Dyson Sphere at the moment, I can only build the nodes on this ring here, and that research lets you go up further, basically. So you have to do 6 researches, and they take you up each one of these so that you can build right to the top. But when you read the text, I mean, I didn't understand what that meant. And some of the other stuff, I mean, some of these things are, when you read them, it just doesn't make a lot of sense, and you've just got to try and work it out, basically. And it's unfinished. You've got things here that, coming soon. I don't even know what that is. Right, so we've made some green cubes, so we might as well see if we can't do a research or two that involves cubes. So that one, I know that one puts graviton lenses in. I think I might actually do upgrades. Now, what's going to be most useful? Probably that, so that I can get more juice out of my Dyson Sphere, I think. Capacity. Might do that as well, actually, because I'm sort of burning through my iron at great speed. And then much. If I stack that one up, I'll leave it there, I think, for the moment. Yeah, I mean, you can put, so in this, you can put literally, because when you start the game, you can set the resources, and you can actually set them to infinite if you want. And that would basically mean you could put a Dyson Sphere around every single one of these. Because the end game for this is basically we have to produce these white cubes. So this mission completed, these white cubes. And why that's tricky is because you need 4,000 of them. And you see that one on the end, the sort of black circly one, that is made here. And it's made from, it's essentially pure electricity, plus a bit of hydrogen. And so you've got to have you don't have to, but you've got to have a Dyson Sphere made in order to generate all the power that you need to do that. And it's basically, it's kind of building a mega base is sort of baked into the game. You're going to end up I guess you could set it going and just leave it for a week and it'll do it for you eventually. But basically you have to build a mega base. You have to build something that's enormous amounts of production. Interesting. Good to know. Yeah, so definitely some kinks to work out. Generally, yeah. Oh, yeah. It only came out a couple of months ago. It's very new. I mean, my things. What I want them to add is blueprinting, and they actually said that they have got plans to do blueprinting, because laying a lot of this. So, like when you're laying these down, it takes ages because you've got to lay every single one of these, and they don't call them it. I can't remember what they call them. Sorters, but they're inserters basically, and they insert and remove things, and you've got to lay all of that down yourself manually, click after click after click. So some sort of blueprint system where you can just make one of them and just paste it down, what is going to make it so easy. But the other thing I want, and maybe it's just because I'm not very organised, but I think any new player is going to be so equally disorganised, is so this planet is covered in these logistics things, and they're all doing different things, and it's incredibly difficult. If you go and lay down, this, 30 hours ago, and then you realise, and so this is, making graphite, and then you think, oh, I need to expand that. Finding it is just impossible. And like tracing back shortfalls is a real... I mean, I know I'm way short on deuterium. But, if I started running out of circuits, if I wanted to go to the bit where I'm making circuits and expand it, I couldn't tell you where that is. I don't know where that is. So I'd either just make a new one, or I've got to search my entire planet to find it. Yeah. But I'm sure they'll add stuff like that. And it's like they have this production system, but this is, it's useless, to be honest with you. It tells me almost nothing. Yeah. But yeah, so I say there are some stuff that they need to work on, but yeah, it's only 3 months old. Right, so is the research actually happening? Sort of. Chugging away there. Map view. Now they are working. Okay. Because I only got 4 labs going, so everything's lit up though, isn't it, basically? Well, kind of. So I could probably sustain a new lab with the rest of them, but I don't want to tax this too much. Okay. Right, so what's our power situation looking like now that research is running? I imagine... Oh, gold. That's not good. Yeah, it's consistently above, isn't it? It gets slightly better with that, I think, because we get more out of the Dyson Sphere. Now, are you actually doing anything? So 2 meg there. 1.1. So it's sort of slowly adding in a little bit, isn't it? But yeah, we're not producing anything like enough deuterium, really. I mean, the other option is I could research or try and get up to artificial star. But don't they burn? Yeah, they burn them things. Antimatter fuel rod. Do you use antimatter fuel rods as well? All you have to do is let the positive and negative protons beams quietly cross the magnetic field from both ends into the constraint sphere nice and easy. The scalar version system is known as the mini-sun. So I assume it burns them. And maybe... Oh, and that, well, that's got antimatter and matter in it, isn't it? So... And what do they require? Because I think I make them with the ray receivers. Photons can be inverted into antimatter and hydrogen under the effect of supermagnetic field. So if I stack this research, I can't do it yet, can I? No, I need to do that one. So we'll stack them researches up. It'll eventually chug away. But the real issue is this. It takes so long to make these. What have you got? So you got Casimir's. So I am making a good amount of that. So we could set up another production area, I think, or could I fit one in that gap there maybe? Let's see, so if we had... No, it's not enough room for that. I mean, it is very slow, isn't it, to make them, so actually I could just extend this, I guess. Okay, so... Two over? I think that's right. I think that is correct. And then that one's offset, so it's there. Oh, there we go. Do you like that about Factorio where you can hotkey and see what storage assemblers are holding? Oh yes, yeah. I mean, there's so much quality of life stuff in Factorio. It's one of the things I always said about the game is it's kind of one of the few games where the devs play their own game, and I mean as in they play it for pleasure, not just because they have to. So there's all sorts of stuff that they've added in, and they're not afraid to like effectively pinch mods as well. One of my favourite additions to the game is the hot picker, which is they've got it in this as well. It's the shift copy, so where you just, in this case, you hold shift and left click to copy. It's just the Q key in Factorio, and that I hadn't used that. It was a mod to start with. No, that's the wrong place there. It was a mod to start with, and I'd never used the mod. And when they introduced it, I was a bit sort of, I don't know why they've done that. Oh, yeah. That's annoying. I don't know why they've done that. I'll never use that. And it's literally my most used feature basically, because it's so useful. Right, so output there. But say some sort of blueprinting system for this, because there's no real. This is just me clicking a lot. There's nothing, I'm not doing anything particularly sort of clever, and it's quite easy to make mistakes as well. So take that round. Oh no, I've put that the wrong way. So take it round that way. Yeah, that works. So let's pop this. Is that aligned? Oh. No. Pop that there then. So that's 3. So how many is that now? That's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42. So that's a few more of them. Nothing like what we need. Well, this isn't really going. Oh, that's going up actually, isn't it? Are you backed up? No, you're not backed up. Seven, 4. Oh no, it is trickling down. I get. Well. Okay, let's add a bit more then. Because these are so slow, you can do a great big line of them like this, without, emptying the belt. Right. There. these again. Need for what? How far can we go? No, well, I can do one more anyway. One more set. Oops. Pop these in here. No. One place. And there we go. So I think that's doubled what I had before. Now, has anything interesting happened on here? Not really. 2, 1.1, 1.1, okay. I guess the problem now is they're being used in science, aren't they? Oh, science is down the other end. No, it isn't. Anyway, let's look at the power situation. Because I could probably add some more of them. Okay, so we're over our demand at least. So I won't add them unless I have to. Ah, ray transmission efficiency level 6. That should mean a little boost. Yeah, that's gone up to 460, isn't it? Okay, that's cool. Yeah, okay. Right then, so let's go and look at our science properly. Go to the right end of our planet. There we go. So these are all running, aren't they? I mean, that's now full, so hopefully it's going to be sending quantum chips. How am I actually making? Let's see if we can work this out. Quantum chips. That's the whole system. 10 minutes. So yeah, still not hitting our consumption. It's ridiculous how slow those are to make. No, one key, there we go. Where are they? There we go. Guess I should boost that up as well then. I mean, how many... Oh, I don't even know where they are. Don't think they're far away. I'm not sure how many circuits I'm actually making. I thought they were close by. No, doesn't look like it. Where are we? Quantum, quantums. Quantums. That them? No, that's the circuits. That's not one, is it? Oh, there they are. They're backed up though. Okay. So if those are backed up, local supply, remote supply, and you've got the things, why aren't my Dyson rockets doing anything? Logistics is full. Okay. Let's go back to... Where is it? There we go. Oh, just over. Just nearby. Alright, so it was on the equator somewhere, wasn't it? Our rockets. There we go. Oh. Right. So the problem isn't the lack of quantum chips, it's the fact that this is... I've somehow misclicked on here. Okay, right. But this was alright before, because we've got quantum chips here, so it must have come out... Right. So we should get a massive surge now. Get rid of all of this. And I bet you've got jammed up, haven't you? So if we take the inserter out as well, replace that. Yeah? Yes, we're working now. Right, so I can get rid of them. Right. Okay. So let's add a few more of these and get the whole Dyson Sphere system up and running. We are still very short on deuterium though. That's not going to have changed. Right, what you doing there? But hopefully this will start to give us the power we need. I didn't need to leave a gap there, did I? Oops. Right. Are these 12 seconds each to make? 6 seconds each. So 2, 4. So that's plenty. Right. And this one in. And that one. And that one. Put one of these in. So there, and connect to all of our... What was that? Oops. There. Yep, and outputs. Right. So everybody should be making rockets. Everybody's making rockets. Excellent. I don't know why these are silent. I should have some cool rocket launching noises. It's an awesome animation though. I really like that. I wonder if I can get it. There we go. Oh, it does a little like pulse of like, you know, overpressure. Cool. So, are you doing things on my Dyson Sphere now? You are ish, but I don't know. Oh, look, there we go. So they have actually built these connecty rods. Frame maintains 2. So does that mean those 2 there? No. Can't mean that. Frames maintains. Shells maintains. I mean, it's gone up to 3.82 and 2 and... So clearly... Oh! Ah, there we go. Solar cells are inserting there, aren't they? So it looks like it's all automatic. You just lob the stuff up and it sorts it all out for you. Let's turn the... Oh, no, I can't. Cool. It would, I say, it would be useful unless there's some, maybe this screen. No, there is another way of, maybe it's the production thing. So those are my solar cells, and these are the structural points that we're sending up. I say I don't quite know where we get them from. Maybe that it would make sense if once we have more layers to this, those are counted as cells. So maybe once we've got a proper, you know, once I've got the research done to do higher up, that area would count as a cell. Because I know what it does is it fills the Dyson Sphere in with your solar panels, solar sails, so it sticks them in. But maybe it only really does that once it's a proper cell. I can't see any way of building cells directly though. Okay. Let's go to that. And this has already gone up by 4 meg. Because it was 568 when we started. So we've not added very much and it's already gone up by... I'm a bit lost as to why it's only done 3, these 3. That I'm not clear on. Oh, and it's filled that out now, isn't it? Look. So we've got that filled out, extra bit. Cool. Unless there's some way I can... Rocket launch speed 5 per minute. 108 of 660. I'm guessing 660 is because so... If we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... And then 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 37. That I can't see how the maths would work for that. Let's just leave them to do their thing there. What we could do, we could go and finish off sticking them on, couldn't we? The orbital collectors. Where is my mole? It's over this way. Because I think my big stumbling point at the moment is the lack of deuterium. I think we've probably got plenty of hydrogen sort of available. Orbital collectors, there we go. Let's grab them. Actually, let's recharge first, so I don't get stuck on the planet. I don't want... Yeah, that's the star map, isn't it? And then this is just the same... Yeah, it's up on there. Okay. Let's see if we can't finish this off. There we go. Right. Hopefully we've got enough. Transportation. There we go. So basically these orbital collectors, you can only fit them around the equator. If you've not seen these being put on before. And they suck up. So this gas giant, they have different things on different gas giants. Some of them have got deuterium on them. But this is this gas giant has this hydrogen and also fire ice. There's quite a few made up resources in the game, basically. So fire ice is here somewhere. Where's... Well, no, it won't show me fire ice, but you use fire ice to make graphene and hydrogen, basically. But so there's quite a few made up resources. So, like for example, these unipolar magnets, you can make the particle containers a lot simpler because the normal recipe is quite complicated. Or like the Casimir crystals, you can use this optical grating crystal. And one of the things I did before, not YV, was I went over to Kaffa, where are you, Kaffa, which is quite nearby, and this has got loads of them. So it's got fire ice, kimberlite, organic crystals, optical crystals. So it's got loads of the weird resources. So when I do go over here, when I do expand to a solar system, it'll be over to this one so that I can get some of these weirder ones. But the main reason for going is going to be iron ore. We're going to run out of that in the not too distant future. There we go. But yeah, you can only put these on the equator, and they're always this distance apart. You know, it limits you basically. Come on. I'm waiting for my bots. I managed to once leave. You can leave your bots on a planet, basically. So if we see where it says you've got 9 bots. So I managed to leave them behind on one of the planets once. So we should have enough, I think, because we'll end up... In fact, we'll have a couple left over, I think. But yeah, coming back to the three, the three games basically, this one definitely wins out in scale. The scale of the things you can do is awesome. And it really is. They kind of nailed that. So Dyson Sphere is sort of known as a mega structure, and they kind of nailed that mega structure vibe to the whole game, really. I mean, look at these things, they're enormous. So it really is quite epic, but it does... There's quite a lot of grind to it because you can't use blueprints yet and all that sort of stuff, so... So you have to do a lot of it manually. Come on, come on. There we go. I did want to check. So if we go to the production, how much fire ice am I actually making? Where the hell is fire ice? Oh, I can add that. Fire ice, fire ice, fire ice, fire ice. It's not there, is it? Oh no, there we go. Fire ice. So, yes, I'm way overproducing compared to what I'm using. So we could go and add on a fire ice production processing thing, which should hopefully get us a whole load of hydrogen. The other thing I can do is properly tap up or tap off the some more of my oil and maybe turn it all into hydrogen. How are we doing? All my bots back? All my bots are back. So that should be it. There should be all of our collectors that we can do. Yeah, looks good. Cool. Okay, so let's head back and find a nice little spot. Woo! Bounced off. Missed. There we go. Find a nice little spot to do some fire ice processing. Let's have a look. I think we probably... Oh. That might be a good spot. It's quite close to our mall, though. What about here? Just come in and landfill all of this, I think. Yeah, let's go and landfill that. Oh, it's right next door. It's convenient. So maybe landfill here. Like so. Oops. Others. So we then want an interstellar. I mean, I could possibly bring down hydrogen directly as well. So we want fire ice. And let's put the bots in now. Let's do that. Put that up to that. So we want fire ice, and we're going to turn it into graphite and hydrogen. I could stick that on remote demand. And it should bring it down from the orbital collectors as well. And let's just make sure we've got some warpers in here. Local demand, remote storage. Cool. Okay, so let's see if I can do this without messing up the order. So if I bring fire ice out the middle, and then we take graphite and hydrogen back in, and take that down there, and that like that. Let them do that. They even included in things like mass. The more buildings you have on our planet, it will actually rotate slower. Oh, that's interesting. I know there's on the black hole, the light that the power you can get from a black hole is because of the accretion disk. So obviously the black hole's not producing light. But they've actually, calculated the amount of light that the accretion disk is giving off, and that's the power you can harvest if you put a Dyson Sphere around it. But you can't actually, because I went in my last stream of this, I went and had a look at the neutron star and the. In fact, I think I said that, and the black hole, and you can't actually go into the black hole. You basically bounce off it if you try and go in. But when you get close, if you look up and stuff, it shows you the as if you were looking out from the black hole, what the accretion disk would look like. It's really cool. But I know they have done a thing. If you try and warp into the black hole, it bounces you off at like a random angle and random speed. And I think what would be really cool is because obviously the game has an end game, an end point, with this. Mission completed. What would be really cool, I think, is if you did that and then you had the option to basically fly into your black hole and it spat you out in another galaxy. Complete like what's the other game that does it? No Man's Sky, basically, where if you complete it, you basically start again, like New Game Plus, I suppose. But that'd be quite cool if they did something like that. Right, now I need to process these in chemical plants, I think. I've forgotten. Let's give a little space in case we need to do something funky. And is it? So it's graphene. Yeah, there we go. Right, so drop all of these down. Nice, that's 5. Oops, wrong list. So let's do 10 for starters. The input's in the middle, isn't it? Okay. So if you put, say, I don't know, graphene on that side, and maybe hydrogen on that side. It doesn't actually matter with the... Which way around was I doing it? So graphene on that side. It actually works it out. It just, whatever goes in, goes in. It doesn't... You don't need to filter the inputs. So that's the input. That's the... Oops. Let's do it consistently. So do the inputs first so I don't forget. so then graphene on that side. The reason I do it though is you can get clogged up because you don't get even production basically. Right, so if we put say hydrogen on there, hydrogen on there. Right, cool. So let us get some power on the go. So maybe if you plot one and... oh, got some flickering. That must mean we're... yeah, we're not... there's obviously something that's happening as it were, that's causing sudden power jumps. I wonder if anything... oh, they filled out some more of those. And it's up to 600 now. Cool. Right. Let's get this filled in here. About there, I think, maybe? Yeah. Alright, so let's get this running. So we want... doesn't matter for demand, does it? Remote demand. And I wonder why they're not bringing in stuff from the orbital collectors. This orbital collector is ticked. Want the vessel to connect? Yeah, that's cool. Where are you then? Oh yeah? I really like, this is one of my favourite little touches in it, that they actually do sit. The local ones just are hidden somewhere in there, but I really like that they you know, turn up and sit on this platform. It's a really nice little touch, that. Okay, so we're chunking away. Now we're starting to get some hydrogen and graphene. Excellent. So let's expand this up a bit, because this isn't... how quickly does it process then? 30 a minute. So that takes 2 seconds. So effectively using 1 per second. So in theory we could support 30 machines. 30 labs rather. Got 10 there. So I'm going to need to expand that, aren't I? Is that 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Just fits. Collide with what other object? What are we colliding with? What? Is it that? Guess it didn't like that power thing being so close to it. Let's plop it. Collide with other, need foundation support. Okay, so we need a little bit more. Little bit more. Okay. Fill these in. As well, landfill that. bit there as well. I like that. It always amuses me in games where you get strange logical leaps. One of the best ones in Factorio is what you can carry around. So you get to a point where you're building your nuclear reactors and stuff, and you can carry around like a couple of thousand nuclear reactors. And if you've ever seen a nuclear reactor, it's not a small thing. But yeah, you can stick a couple of thousand nuclear reactors in your pocket, And in this game, I say, and you can understand why, but I mean, this is water. It's not some weird other solution. This is water, and we've got loads of electricity. So why can't I electrolyze, basically, turn this into hydrogen and oxygen? Why do I have to, go to a gas giant in order to collect hydrogen? When there's literally billions of tons of hydrogen floating around. There you go. Whatever. Right, so let's do the input again first. No. So it really needs a blueprinting system, because this gets pretty old pretty quickly. Or at least a copy and paste system. So this was graphene, I think, on the... Whoops, what did I hit there? Graphene on the outside, wasn't it? No, didn't set the filter on that. Set filter, graphene. 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 Right, and hydrogen. Boopy-doopy-doo. Hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen. Hydrogen. Oops. Hydrogen. Hydrogen. And power. But I'm going to need to do a bit of landfilling, aren't I? Yeah. Unless... Nope. Yeah, I can stick it in there. And let's put one there as well. Right, so everyone's got power. In theory, that should exactly eat one belt's worth of produce. Although it never seems to quite work out for some reason. Everyone's running, aren't they? I think everything's running. Okay. So obviously the hydrogen's not sticking around because we've got such huge demand for it. Cool. So the other way of me getting hydrogen, of course, is through oil. How it? Oh, it's 10 to 5. Okay. Of these, those are all tapped, aren't they? So they're tapped. What about? Wasn't there some down here? Oh, here you go. So there's a couple here. 3, in fact. That's quite good. Is that one tapped? No, that one's not tapped either. Aha. Okay. So I could probably belt that over as well. So yeah, yeah, 999,000 uranium in your pocket. Yeah, no radiation risk from that at all. It's obviously totally fine. I wonder if they didn't let you mess with the water since it's an endless supply. Other resources are finite, but I heard from another streamer water is endless as long as you don't pave it all over. Yeah, I mean, the water is endless. Yeah, it doesn't. You can't deplete the oceans, but and it is. I mean, they've done it for gameplay balance reasons. Also, I mean that you don't have any use for oxygen in the game. You know, there are some things that sort of don't make any sense. You know. Anyway, as it were, you know, there is no reactions that use oxygen at all. So if you were cracking water, not cracking, but if you were electrolyzing water to make hydrogen, what else would the water have in it? Well, it would have oxygen, and you don't have any use for oxygen. But also, I mean, hydrogen is unlimited anyway because crude oil is an unlimited resource. So these are the oil extractors, and basically they produce. It's very much like Factoria, how Factoria does it. Oh, well, no, actually it's different. These have a production rate, and I mean Factoria, it declines over time. The production rate declines, but these it just stays the same. So this will always produce 1.7 drops of crude oil per second. And what you do basically, have I got any on me? No, I haven't. So I'll just show you the thing because I actually need to stop in a few minutes. Where are there they are. Oil extractors. So, oh no, that's what I'm looking for. So these oil refineries have a couple of recipes, and one of which is the plasma refining, it calls it. And as you can see, it turns crude oil into refined oil, which is this lighter brown one, and hydrogen. So if you think about it, if that's unlimited, then hydrogen is unlimited as well. What we can also do is you have a second recipe that turns refined oil into hydrogen, and well, it's a bit self-circulatory. It returns hydrogen and refined oil into hydrogen and graphene. So, I mean, chemically that's not bad. You know, that's taking, I mean, I don't quite know what that process is, but refined oil is a hydrocarbon, so carbon and hydrogen, and it's producing graphene, which is carbon and hydrogen. So it sort of makes sense logically. But what it effectively means is that you can turn all of your crude oil into graphene and hydrogen, and this is an unlimited resource. So you've got unlimited there, but also, oh, I keep hitting that rather than that. This doesn't have a limited supply, so this is a rate of production which is quite slow, but those are basically infinite as well. And of course, as you've seen, I've just turned them into hydrogen. So there are some things that are unlimited, and you can, I mean, I say when you start the game you can set all resources to infinite, but things like iron, unless there is some way I don't know about, but these ones here, iron ore, copper ore, silicon ore, titanium ore, stone, I guess sort of coal, although coal you turn into graphene, which is unlimited, but those are limited. You only have so much of them in your entire solar system, basically, your entire game, basically. That's a limited resource. although the limit is bonkers. Because some of my other solar systems, it won't tell me, I don't think, because I've not got the scanner. Yeah, this has 40 million iron ore in it, which is about 4 times as much as my starting system, and that's 1 star out of all of those stars. So there is a gigantic amount of material available. Yeah, so oil is infinite. So, but yeah, water's infinite because you just put the things in it. Oil is infinite. Fire ice is infinite. What else? And there is something else. Well, there are planets with sulfuric acid oceans. So sulfuric acid is easy to access and unlimited. But you use oil to make plastic, so that's unlimited. Organic crystals as well, so that's unlimited. So there are certain things that you've just got infinite of by definition. And also, I mean, these production rates are quite small. Some of my planets in my other solar system, they've got 5 times the production rate per, what do you call it? Crude oil seep. So per seep, they're like 5 and 7 production per second. So yeah, your starter system is kind of small potatoes in the grand scheme of things. But what I'm going to do, I mean, I'm not going to do it now, say, because I need to end the stream so that I can, well, go and spend time with the family. But what I'll do is I'll set up a production that basically harvests all the oil in these. There's one over. Where was it? So that one there, I might, and that one there, I guess. So we got 4 there. I might bring this over as well. But I'll basically set up a production chain that essentially takes, crude oil in here, turns it into those 2, and then this, which processes all of it using that into hydrogen and graphene as well. So we'll have lots more hydrogen. By that time, I hope, this will have made a bit more progress. I could add some more of these in, aren't they? Because it is filling out quite quickly now. In fact, let's do that. So all you do to set them in is you just put these in, basically. There's a minimum distance to put them in. You just put. You can also turn the game off so it's not rotated. So we just put a bunch of them. So what's that? That's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just double that up, and then you connect them with these. I say I'm not entirely sure why. I think because you can make cells basically, and that's where the solar panels go. But say I'm not quite sure. But yeah, hopefully this will build up and we'll get a bit more power, and that will let me make a lot more deuterium. Yeah, so I will continue this stream next Friday, same time, 3 PM GMT. If you did want to come back, then there's a stream schedule on my page. Basically, at the moment, I'm streaming Dyson Sphere Program on Fridays, and then Factorio on Saturdays and Sundays. The Factorio series is making a megabase. I'm only about 5 weeks into that, I think, so it's still, I haven't made a bus yet, basically. That's the next job. So that'll be going on. I mean, my intention is to have always Factorio of some form running at the weekends, because it is my favourite game of all time, and then do whatever I can. Now, this stream, because there's a lot of grinding and we don't have the blueprinting, I'm doing a lot off stream, and so these are more like key highlights of the episodes, really, just to do a bit. So I say what I set up this episode was the green science production. So this led down here. So we're now making them. We're also now making the Dyson Sphere. So I'm guessing next time we'll probably do something like doing this maybe next time. So I'll just grind out hydrogen and deuterium production and that sort of thing. Maybe crunch through these researches during the week. something like that. So yeah, so I say you have to go. I only stream for a couple of hours on the Friday, but say if you did want to come back, then I'll be here next week at the same time. And thanks for watching that, Browno. It was good to have someone chatting during the stream. So yeah, I say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.